I got to use the studio use for my demos.
Go intro, go.
Welcome, Dropouts, episode 29. We are back this week for Conspiracy Theories, episode 2, or part 2, I should say.
Yes.
I'm joined by my co-host, JP and Shawnee B. Feeling really great this morning. How was your workout this morning, JP?
Yeah, great workout.
Yeah?
We did some snatches. Ollie. Some snatches, did some cleans.
Bro, I haven't done Ollie in like 2 months.
How's your watermelon juice?
Just stopped fucking recording again. Sorry about that. Apologies for the profanity.
No worries. Shawnee,
Yeah.
did you get a session in this morning?
I did not get a session this morning. But next week, boys, I'll be back to 5 a.m.
Oh, hell
week.
yeah.
So I'm very excited about that.
Oh, can't wait for that. Can't wait to have
Very
you back.
excited to pump it out. Whew. All right. So what are we talking about, boys? Conspiracies part 2.
Yeah, we did talk about conspiracies last week, and
Yep.
JP was, really, you know what, JP, I really just want to give you credit for being such a valued member of the team here. And I love that
Really
you're
appreciate
able to
that.
balance out the scales and, offer an insight as to someone who's not easily swayed either way. But remember last week, we're going to have a couple more, topics where you've got a gun to your head and you've got to make a decision. All right?
Yeah,
that was good.
done.
That was good. I just wanted to... One thing, though. We talked about flat Earth last week, right? So, Maddie, you were a bit of a flat earther, or you're thereabouts.
Look,
if I had a
gun to my head, I'd probably, I don't know,
flat Earth or
all round
round.
Earth. But there was
Gun to your head.
Gun to your head, I don't know. Maybe.
Okay, so this is the question, right? So, what happens when you get to the end of the flat Earth? What do they say? I think I remember somebody saying something, but I can't really articulate it. So, what is the go with that? So, if it's a flat Earth, does it just go on forever, or do you get to
the end and just fall
then
off?
There's like a waterfall. I don't know. What's going on there?
Bro, we touched on this last week, and I think the general consensus on my behalf was that I didn't have enough evidence
true.
for vouching fully for the flat Earth. I think it was more just the fact that the argument for the flat Earth is not so much that there's so much evidence for a flat Earth, but is there enough evidence for a round Earth? You know what I mean?
Because that's what I thought about the whole week, just at the edge of the flat Earth.
Yeah.
I just kept thinking about it. But anyway, because I think you got a mate that you said is
Fully believes it.
And yeah. Anyway, sorry, I just had to. I wasn't going to ask that. But what are we going to go on to now? We were looking at 9/11. That was something that we were starting to chat about at the end of part 1. So let's jump into that. 9/11.
Yeah, there's a few.
There's a few. The biggest one. Oh, there's multiple theories. There isn't a single unified conspiracy theory, but one of them is controlled demolition claims. So that's of the Twin Towers, obviously. Mm-hmm. So that means that before the planes hit the towers, or the planes went in, either before they hit them, there was an explosion or detonation.
Before the plane actually hit?
Yeah, as the plane hit, or it was before the actual towers fell.
Yep.
So there was two sort of theories around that.
And there was also the idea that it imploded rather than sort of exploded from, an external source being the plane.
Yeah. And they say some theorists say that it shouldn't have collapsed the way it collapsed.
Yes.
If it was a plane that went into the Twin Towers.
Yeah, and they also said that the metal itself wasn't meant to melt, or the titanium. There's a couple of theories around that at the what's the word I'm looking for here? At the heat that it began to melt at.
Yeah. And but you think about it, how let's just think about it from a different perspective, from the people that were actually inside. Let's sort of swing a little bit, because that's fucking scary.
That is so friggin' scary.
That is scary. Whether it was detonation or whether it was a plane that flew into the building, those people that were above, you saw those people that were actually jumping out the plane. That is freaky.
Out of the building?
Out of the building, sorry. Out of the building.
Jumping out of the plane.
Yeah. That's
Allahu
crazy.
I'm going to get cancelled. I can say that.
Also, because the people that would be jumping out probably were the people who wouldn't be screaming that out anyway.
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, that's right. They were Americans.
They were proud of Morocco. But you know what? The good thing about this 9/11 topic is that I think there's a lot of true patriotic Americans that I think initially were what do they call the America? Home of the free, land of the brave, home of the free,
Home of the free. No.
Home of the free,
land of the free,
home of the brave.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think generally there was a lot of patriotism around 9/11, and it's still a lot of patriots that just you know, 9/11 is like a big day for America. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like probably one of the biggest in their calendar, apart from July the 4th. And
Did you go there, JB?
you know,
Did you go?
Thanksgiving.
You say like it's big in their calendar. You make it sound like it's
Like it's a celebration.
like it's a feast day. You
Well,
know what
it's
I mean?
like it's similar to us in the sense that like Anzac Day was like one of the saddest days in Australian history, but we also celebrate it and by getting drunk. and playing
true. But
Yeah.
Anzac Day has there is a notion of like celebrating our
Yeah, 'cause
dead,
our identity.
as opposed to like I think 9/11 is more a day of mourning.
Mourning.
than
Yeah.
anything else.
Did
That's
you go
true.
to the 9/11 site?
I've been to it before. We
Yeah.
didn't go on this.
yeah, it's
New
like
York
saying
trip.
the Sandy Hook massacre. Is that what it's called? Sandy Hook? Sandy Hook?
Sandy Hook.
I've heard of this.
Yeah.
but I don't-
Sandy Hook.
what is that?
That's
That
in
was like
Australia.
one of
I've
the-
heard of it. What is it?
No, that was in America.
No, which one?
Sandy
was,
Hook
Which
was
one
in
was the
America.
one in Australia?
Port Arthur.
Port Arthur massacre.
Port Arthur massacre.
Port Arthur one was pretty much the catalyst. Ding 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 ding. The catalyst that allowed us to bring in stricter gun laws, so that we can't
okay.
have gun laws in Australia.
Yeah. Sandy Hook was. Yeah, that was in America. That was it. That was a long time ago, actually.
But you know what? The conspiracy surrounding 9/11, I think that's always been such an interesting topic. I remember being like, 10, 11 years old, going down the rabbit hole and first hearing about sort of 9/11. And then it's one of those things that's like so ingrained into like popular culture where this is always a discussion to be had.
Yeah,
but
well, the thing like with 9/11, it pulled us into not so much a world war, but pulled us into going to Afghanistan and all
Correct.
these sorts of things like that. Like whether you're American or not, Australia had sent troops over, New Zealand sent troops over, so it was sort of it was a long war. Like it was a war, but obviously, but it wasn't like a world war that we sort of used to seeing in the past.
And you got to ask like what was the motivation then? If we put all facts and all the evidence aside, and we just say yes, it was absolutely an inside job, undeniably, then what was the benefit or what was the motive for America doing that to like their own country and their own people? And the idea is that in 2003 in Iraq they went and invaded, and was that because they were trying to like get oil or?
They were saying that. So where did they go? Afghanistan or Iraq? First?
I'm pretty sure it was Iraq 2003.
Yeah.
Why are you saying
Iraq.
Iraq? That's what Americans say.
Iraq.
Iraq, yeah.
Iraq. Yeah, I don't know. I
Did
just,
they go to Afghanistan or Iraq first? I'm not sure.
Iraq.
But that gave them that was the catalyst
reasoning,
for them.
the catalyst.
It was.
That was the catalyst for
They
them
went
to be
across
able
to
to go in
Iraq
and
to shoot a couple of
and then
goddamn
obviously
motherfucking sand monkeys.
The most popular. Ding ding. That's number 2 from Matty Morgan.
We're gonna have like a little
Does
tally
Octavian
here.
have the ability to like just blot bits out?
No,
We don't do that shit.
no.
I mean, the most popular theory is that, of course, they were going in for oil.
For control of the Middle East.
Yeah, and for oil. Yeah,
And then,
essentially.
this gets so deep. It's like, I guess, as normal people will never know the true motive, but you see that like even now America is in Israel's back pocket. You know what I mean? That their acquaintancy or their union it runs so deep.
But they're in Ukraine as well. Israel and Ukraine, so it's like a proxy war.
It goes deep because even if you look back in talking about 9/11, you look back and obviously I don't know how much of a conspiracy this is or if this is just straight up truth, but the CIA actually was armed and trained terrorists what the US considers terrorists how to fight. They armed them. Yeah. They taught them how to fight because I forgot who they were arming them against, but they were like using them as like their proxy at the time, and then of course 9/11 happened, and that was as a result of the training, the trained terrorists that the CIA taught how to fight. But
that also would happen like when they were in Iraq as well, when they'll have to go over and train them in battle, right? That was the whole thing. Like we're actually there more so to train them in battle to fight the Al Qaeda and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, not a lot of the time, but some of the time what would happen is some infidels will come in and they'll be like, yeah, we're here to fight with the Americans, we're here to fight against Al Qaeda, and then they'll turn around and they'll be like, they'll sort of
snooze you lose.
Yeah, pretty much. But that goes back to like these proxy wars as well, which is interesting. I don't know if it's really it could be a conspiracy theory, but America being in Israel's back pocket, or Israel being in a proxy war with Ukraine as well, spending billions and billions of dollars and trying to get returns on those proxy wars. So, and that's what a proxy war is, right? Like, so not your war, but you're benefiting from the war that you're sort of maneuvering different pieces of the puzzle, I guess. So, and America's always been that way. That's essentially been the way that they've sort of dealt with world issues, right? They've always been the big the big
powerhouse, which is slowly changing, which is probably arguably changed now. Like, I mean, you see the emergence of BRICS now, which is, what is it? What's China, Russia, India, South Africa.
And they're all moving away from the
Egypt.
They moved away from the American dollar, didn't they? Have they done that already?
No.
Not yet. No, not yet. Well, but that's the whole. That's what they're looking at doing, potentially.
But the US dollar has always been viewed as the gold standard.
Of course.
Yeah, 100%. The stronghold, the gold.
Like American general has just been, known as that, but they are wavering a little bit.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think that's still
well, the West has fallen, bro.
I still think that's a far way off. Though.
Yeah,
I don't think so, bro. I really don't.
Further than we think.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
You already seen,
but
again, all the stuff that we see now that we think is affecting, it's all smoke and mirrors. Like at the end of the day, a lot of this stuff is also driven by sentiment. If the sentiment towards something is like, okay, well, that's failing and that's falling away, like global consensus. If these huge institutions are starting to pull their money away from it, that's when it actually makes a difference. But
apart from just economically, bro, you look at the fall of the West in terms of like traditional value and like what it is to have a strong masculine society and feminine women and all of these things. It goes beyond just the value of the dollar.
So what's the fall of the West in this context?
Well, in the context that I'm talking about right now, in terms of like the breakdown of a traditional family, like to someone that America used to be known for, we talk about it, the land of the free and the home of the brave, having somewhere where this idea of the white picket fence and raising a family and somewhere where you would come and leave war-torn countries to come.
The American dream.
The American dream, this whole American dream that was like, I guess, shown so much in movies and pop culture. And now you see a generation of lost people that don't have, I guess, I think it all starts with the family, bro, because once you can break down like a family and someone we value these things, coming home to a family and having, a strong father and mother figure in the house and, having something that we can relate to. When you break down the family, the rest of like the society starts to crumble around them. Yeah. And I think we're seeing this obvious, and I guess we're getting away from a little bit from 9/11, but you somehow can draw comparisons to all of these things if all these things are in fact interrelated. But
I think it's just sorry. I think it's just also just looking at leadership as well, just leadership in the top positions. I mean, I'm not specifically talking about Biden or anything like that.
Look at Biden, bro. Some of these videos are absolutely
But
hilarious.
the reason why I say in terms of like, I think we're closer to America not being the superpower more than we were before, because if you look at, obviously we've got Ukraine, we've got Israel and Palestine, what's going on there, like China's very close to looking at Taiwan.
That's right. That's true.
That's the sort of the next step within what's going on in the world. I mean, they've wanted to take over Taiwan for a very, very long time, and that whole area is a thoroughfare for trade, like a massive thoroughfare for trade, and that's one reason why China won't do it. But if you have a look, like if you're looking over at America going, well, they're trying to stop us from taking over Taiwan, something that we've wanted for such a long time. Now they're stretched. They're now in Ukraine. They're sending billions of dollars over there. They're now in Israel. They're sending money over there and resources over there. Well, when will be the best time for us to be able to do that? To be able to go out and take over this country. Now, again, we're going away from the.
We're going away from that a little bit.
Again, and that could be a conspiracy. Like I could just be,
shooting the shit.
Yeah, but people could be thinking that could be the case. But again, that could be a conspiracy as well, where that might not even never happen potentially. True. So I don't know. Like, 9/11.
9/11.
There we go.
Allahu Akbar.
Yeah. So. But we'll close it.
Oh, get off your fucking high horse.
This is not right.
What, we can't make jokes of this shit? Oh, give me a fucking break.
Oh, it's just not right.
It's just not right. Okay,
would you be comfortable doing that
in public?
In front of their faces?
I wouldn't be comfortable saying half the shit I say on this podcast in public.
Yeah, but this is for public consumption. What you're creating is for public consumption.
And what we talk about every day is not really fit for public consumption. Listen, I let it fly once, twice, like, fuck, you keep poking the bear, then I'm going to say something. Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Are you a defender of...
no, I'm just saying, like, you said it already.
Yeah.
I fucking didn't say anything, did I?
Yeah.
I just let it...
Are you really offended by it?
No, I'm just saying, like...
You sound like you're offended.
Oh, on behalf of maybe, like, other people.
Oh, okay.
Myself.
Yeah, no, well, you sound super offended.
Yeah.
But I'll continue to make those jokes. Go on.
So the next one that I want to talk about is the pyramids. Because you're both Egyptian.
Yes.
So the conspiracy theory about how the pyramids were built.
Aliens?
Well, that's
is
one
that
theory.
The suggestion?
Alien involvement. Because they've tried to
Hyper intelligent beings.
potentially they've tried to recreate these things, right? And obviously not on a big scale. Like the pyramids, but they've gone out and they've used the technology we have now, like excavators, etc., and all that stuff to sort of try and create or try and lift these big stones and rocks and whatever it is, but they can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
They can't do it.
No.
So why not?
It's crazy.
What happened? How did it happen?
Just the way that it's built. Like they reckon they can't it's so perfectly
precise.
made and so precise.
Yeah, precise.
So they reckon
and
they
aligned.
couldn't have made like a pulley system or anything like that would have been strong enough to get
Well, I
it.
don't know how
that's what
bro,
they
have you
reckon.
seen the pyramids in real life?
Yeah.
They're fucking huge.
Yeah,
bro.
I haven't. Like, tell us about the pyramids.
Have you been, Maddie?
I
Yeah,
haven't.
the stone is like one block is probably like I don't
Size
know.
of this house or something.
Maybe,
Bro, honestly.
probably like honestly the size of
One
this
stone?
room.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
One stone is probably half the size
Yeah,
of this
like
room.
one stone. No
Holy
joke.
shit!
Like if you
Oh,
sit
like-
on one of the stones, like you've got your like it's like
You,
the size
like,
of
you
this
can't
wall.
touch the...
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
wow.
It's like you're hanging off it.
I thought they were big, but like fuck.
No,
That's-
The
the
Great
that's-
Pyramid of
the-
Giza, the one in the middle, is like
Yeah.
stupid big.
So how would you? So pulley systems.
Even
I don't know. I mean, I
even the
just-
Sphinx.
That's
though.
what. That's what. Yeah.
I just feel like is this? I don't know if this is one of those things where people have like blown it out of. Like, if you were to actually sit down with someone, would they go, "We don't know physically how they would have." You know what? They're probably thinking from what they had access to at that time.
Yeah,
How the hell?
yeah.
Obviously now they could fucking crane it up. Or whatever,
yeah.
You know.
And it's underground as well. How deep does it go?
Is it underground?
No. Oh no! It's just inside, like a tombs
right,
inside.
tombs
and stuff.
Inside. Oh yeah, but there's only one passageway in which you can walk up. When I went there, like it's like a hollowed out narrow pathway to the top, or I don't know, somewhere
I
near the
didn't. I
top.
didn't go inside because it was like 40 degrees.
Yeah, bro, I went inside and you just kind of like climbing up, like almost like a big plank of wood that's got like little ridges in it.
Yeah.
And you climb up to the top, and there was like an empty tomb inside. But I'm sure there's a lot more secret rooms inside of the pyramids.
Yeah.
Like that that just are not accessible.
Yeah. That they weren't allowed to access.
It does get your
crazy.
imagination going, bro. Like when you get there, you're kind of like, wow, like,
Yeah.
bro, thousands of, I don't know how many years ago, like hundreds of thousands of years.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. So alien involvement is one conspiracy. Lost ancient technology.
Oh, so yeah, that's an interesting one because
Yeah.
you know they say like when you look back to the Great Fire of Alexandria, when they lost the library, they say like there was so
Yeah.
much knowledge that was
Right.
lost, and some people argue that we've started again. No, I heard the moan
my
thing.
mustache.
They say, a lot of people say that like civilization
Started
started
again.
again
Yeah, I've
at
heard
that
that.
point because
Yeah.
so much knowledge was lost. I mean, think of it as the equivalent of like the internet getting wiped out now.
Yeah.
Imagine the internet got wiped out and we had to kind of restart, add all that information back. But also like back then, the only way to share that information was to pass it down
by-
physically or whatever.
yeah,
So
written in
yeah,
tablets
but imagine
and
all the
whatnot.
information that existed in the world today, or sorry, I don't know, here, just got wiped.
Yeah.
And we had to like go back into our mind. Like all of this all the information that we have has been dumped into digital sources.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
But-
so it's easy to reclaim that information. But back then, like you said, it's all in books, it's all in text.
Yeah.
like you burn the book. Like, see you later.
I
guess,
think with the pyramids, because it's such like an ancient artifact and such a big part of history, there's almost like as big of an argument as it being made by humans as there is for it being made by superhuman or
Yeah.
super intelligent
Yeah.
alien beings. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's just as much evidence for either. Like how can you honestly say like, oh yeah, it was created by like just people pushing it on a sled? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
fuck, bro.
because people can't even think of or fathom what technology would that be. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
like,
that's
police
people-
go and
as
then-
opposed to like a ray that's been shot down by a UFO and it just
Yeah.
like pulls it up and places it.
Well, bro, even
That makes a lot more sense.
even the even the
we
um,
believe in aliens, everyone.
even the position in which like the pyramids are like pointed out, apparently like the specific coordinates and like geographic location, it's like an
it's
energy.
like a degree off.
yeah, it's a degree of like something, and
stars
it's
or
like
something.
Amun Ra.
Amun Ra.
Yeah.
It's demonic.
Well, there's a guy that's been on Joe Rogan. He's got a special on Netflix as well, and supposedly that like people hate him because he comes out and talks about all
Who
this sort of
is he?
stuff. I forget his name.
But
he was
not like
he was
Neil,
on
Neil
Netflix.
deGrasse Tyson or anything like
No,
that.
no.
Oh, I hate that guy.
No, not Neil.
Why?
The black guy.
Yeah.
I should just. Let me tell you this, Joe.
that
What
the
I
guy
think
Why?
is-
Because he believes the Earth is round.
No, no.
He believes the Earth is round.
I just don't like the way he talks. I don't know. He's like
I haven't really heard him talk that much.
yeah, Joe. So like, think about it like this: you've got the pyramids. Right?
Actually, you're doing it really well.
You're a very good impressionist. Mate, you should have a career change.
No,
but what the Great Fire that you're talking about? Is there a
Yeah.
conspiracy that was done on purpose?
I haven't looked into that.
Yeah.
But no. Oh, as in like, did someone? Yeah. Interesting. No, I hadn't thought of that.
I mean, why would you want to do that? But you know.
I was going to say, were there any conspiracies that came up about Area 51 or anything like that? Speaking of aliens,
We did touch a little bit
Segue
on
into
Area
that.
51 last
Like,
week.
is there a secret? Like, put it this way: there's obviously so much shit. Like, think about all the stuff that WikiLeaks leaked, all that sort of stuff.
Julian
Like, there's
Assange.
already so much stuff that, like, there's that whistleblower. I forgot her name. That released all that
Flow
information.
Rider.
No,
Come on, whistle baby, let me know.
I don't think he's
I
talking
think I know who you're talking
about
about. Wasn't it? What is it? The trans?
The trans
Yeah, they just came out of
military officer.
Yeah. And she
she did with that one with Louis Theroux recently.
Yeah. I saw it on.
But anyway,
yeah.
point is, she released to WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks. So my point that I was saying there was like, there is obviously stuff that's classified that gets released.
Yeah.
Think about how much classified shit there is.
Gets unreleased.
There was a girl that used to work with at LinkedIn, and she worked at the Pentagon.
Oh, wow.
And she, like, often we'd like joke around and ask about, and she literally was so tight-lipped she couldn't say a word because obviously she had some
Signed an
crazy.
NDA.
I'm sure it was more than an NDA. It's probably like a.
Fuck, let's get on the podcast. You could probably blow all this up. Yes, there's aliens.
that's how we
Yes,
go
they
viral.
created the pyramids. Yes.
Yeah.
We'd have to get her with like a mask and like one of those like,
yeah.
you know, those voice
Anonymous masks.
Yeah, anonymous mask.
Anonymous.
Anonymous. Isn't that how you pronounce it?
Anonymous.
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 Anonymous. I did say that, didn't I? Anonymous.
Yeah, baby. Rewind. Let's play back.
Anonymous.
But imagine like that. I forget the name of the person that had the female that had
me too. I forgot her
Louis
name.
Theroux. But the amount of classified information that she released, that was about the army though. That was about the military.
Yeah, but still. But I was just like thinking about think about how many classified records and departments and everything that exists
100%.
for the inverted commas greater good.
But you know what's funny about it? It's always Americans that have these things, right? Like you don't hear it about it. It's not in Italy. Like where they have like this secret society or in Egypt or whatever it may be.
True,
right? It always comes from
but
America.
you'd also argue like, would we really care about what goes on in Italy compared? Like, no one in the world really cares that much about what's going on elsewhere because, I mean, there's just so much attention on the US.
Well, 100%. But if there's going to be a
'Cause there's so much
UFO
influence.
sighting in America,
Yeah.
what is America's the only ones that the aliens want to visit? Is that because they watch American TV?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good
You know
point.
what
I mean, I'd be
Like-
interested to go and look up like Italian UFO sightings now.
or
See if there's
somewhere
many of
else around
those.
the world, right?
Yeah.
Because like, that's what I said in the last episode. I was saying like most of this are really much through America, aligned with America. Like UFO sightings, 9/11.
So wait, what's the point? Like, I'm not saying that rudely. I'm just genuinely.
Yeah, I'm just like it's always just America. Like, why isn't it anywhere else?
Yeah, okay. As in, like just fried. They're just fried.
No, I'm not saying
what's
anything about
going on?
America. I'm just like questioning it. Like, why is it always just in America? Like, why isn't there any UFO sightings in Australia?
I'm sure there
in New
is.
Zealand?
I'm sure there is. I suppose as
doesn't
well,
get the
like
heat.
Yeah.
because of America,
Yeah.
like it's the hub in which like all the world relates to being in the Western world. Like
Yeah.
if you consider yourself part of the West, Australia, like any country that's not doesn't use like US dollars or have a close relationship with the US.
So the aliens want to use US dollar. That's why they're. They want their white picket fences like everybody else.
So funny.
Yeah,
bro,
but
that's
you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
I'm proposing like
I am an alien.
It always happens in America.
I am an alien. Can I have $5 US?
Honestly,
Okay, you know what I watched?
but-
I watched Guardians of the Galaxy,
That's funny as.
the number 3. Anyway,
the more recent one.
yeah, the more I was just
Yeah.
watching on the plane. I was just like looking at. I love watching those like. What do you
Sci-fi?
call them? Like those like really super futuristic,
Sci-fi.
like Blade Runner, or like Guardians of the Galaxy, just
I
to
would
see
call
like
that sci-fi.
the depictions of like the future,
What they thought it would look
what
like.
the future will look like and
Yeah.
be like and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what else you got in there, Shawnee? What are some other ones can we debunk or just discuss?
So we did do the Epstein Island theory. We looked at that. Which is a bit of a.
That's a funny one. Like, we were just talking about that
We
before.
were talking
like-
about this off camera.
We were talking about this off camera. We were saying like,
What are your thoughts, guys? Like, I guess is this a conspiracy
Well,
theory?
the thing is, though,
It's
so
not,
so
though.
I didn't know much about it until the series, like a lot of people. Well, not everyone, but like a lot of people. And It's interesting because like when something that was a conspiracy then gets shot onto like something like Netflix and becomes mainstream, all of a sudden, like so many people are like, well, it's not a conspiracy. He was killed. And I didn't actually watch it personally.
Must have happened.
What have you.
Yeah.
So then it's like a conspiracy is just like not popular culture. And then when they do become popular culture, then like pretty much 50% of the population just believe it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, is it?
I get that, yeah.
I think like, you know, you had that movie, you're saying the one that came out on Netflix. What was that called?
The Epstein fucking
Epstein tapes.
show.
There was the
Yes.
Epstein tapes, but then there was also that movie that came out recently in cinemas that was highly
Sound of
flagged.
Freedom.
Sound of Freedom.
Oh,
That's something different though, right?
Yeah.
But it's all around
It's
child sex
around-
trafficking.
Yeah, it's around the same thing.
It's all around child sex
true,
trafficking.
true.
And you could just argue that, you know, Jeffrey Epstein was just one of the more notable figures that, you know, he was probably in the spotlight. And then obviously it came to light that there was those flight
Prince
logs
Andrew.
that where you had so many, you know, notable figures or people in the spotlight that also joined on that island.
Who was the guy that spoke through a computer?
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking.
Hello, my name is Stephen Hawking.
Have you seen what I was about to say?
No.
Have you seen the podcast and the thing between those two, the Asian guy and the redhead dude? They have a podcast.
Oh, yeah. They're
Bad
crack
friends.
up.
Bad
Yeah,
friends.
yeah,
And
they crack
they're
up.
like they were talking about how Stephen Hawking was on the flight logs because he was, and and then he was doing an impression. He's like, why won't you let me go to the island?
Yeah.
Let me go.
Yeah.
Let me go.
Oh my God.
This is the most hilarious
Who's the Asian guy?
impression.
He's
I don't know, but
I think
he's
he's
so
funny.
funny.
Yeah.
He's always on with Theo Von as well.
Yeah. I know that guy.
Anyway, sorry, I digress. But yeah, Stephen Hawking was on the flight. There's so many
Yeah.
people
But
that are on the
the-
flight.
but the
log.
biggest-
The Clintons.
The Clintons, yeah. But the
Wild.
biggest...
But this is what I mean. Like, why would they, if there's this big agenda, and we talked about this a bit before, like this big agenda, why would they go and allow something like that to be on mainstream media?
But bro, it took a long time for that information to get out. Don't forget.
Oh,
It took
yeah,
a
it's been a
long
long
right,
time.
but then why did Netflix go and like make it like?
Well, I suppose that with Netflix, like Netflix is a propaganda machine. At the
But
end
that's
of the
what I
day.
mean.
Yeah.
So why would they push
did you watch it?
propaganda
Did you watch
that's
it?
anti-establishment?
Yeah, but did you watch it?
But I feel like
No.
they.
Yeah, but you have to look at
I didn't
like
actually watch
how
it.
do they actually put it out? Like, do
Yeah,
they
what do
actually
they- yeah,
talk
what
about
do
the
they-
people
what do
themselves?
they say?
Maybe it's not.
Maybe
Have you
it's
guys
not.
watched it?
No, I haven't
haven't
watched
watched
it.
it.
No one's watched
No.
it.
But
Fuck.
also too, like
Episode 30, we're talking about Epstein.
Let's watch it and
You
come
got to
back.
understand as well. Like there's a thing called controlled opposition where they need to like at least show you, you know, the other side to the argument because they know people aren't fully retarded.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
they
that's
do
what
have-
they might be doing. They might be giving breadcrumbs like, oh,
They give you breadcrumbs.
We'll just put something out like this just to calm
them.
everybody down,
Yeah.
relax, but not actually say who went or
Of
whatever.
course.
Right?
Yeah, good point. We probably should watch it.
Yeah, but the biggest thing was when Prince Andrew, you know, there was an allegation against him with regards to his relationship with Epstein. That's the thing that really blew it up.
Well, bro, even like there's this idea, and here's a small segue into like the whole idea of, you know, child sex trafficking and kidnappings and things like that is, which is not a conspiracy, by the way. Child sex trafficking does occur. It's a serious fucking problem, and like it's very swept under the rug. I think if you need to watch Sound of Freedom, I watched small parts of it. A lot of people that I knew watched that movie couldn't sit through the whole thing because it was very confronting to watch. But that does exist.
Yeah.
100% it does exist. Children go missing like rapid
Have you watched
rates.
it?
No, I watched parts of it. I
I
watched like
I really want to watch it. I saw
Yeah.
Patrick Bet-David talking about it. I love him.
I love Patrick
Yeah,
Bet-David,
he's
bro.
so good.
He's the man. And yeah, bro, like that absolutely does exist. But then there's this conspiracy theory, which, bro, like I you know what? There's some that we were teetering around last week. Do you believe? Do you not believe? Do you believe? Do you not? This one, as fucking crazy and right wing conservative,
yeah.
as fucked up as it sounds, is this idea of adrenochrome. Have you heard about
Oh
adrenochrome?
yeah, I
Tell
forgot
us
this.
about it.
And like
Tell us about it.
The blood. What do
Yeah.
you call it?
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so adrenochrome, this idea for this adrenochrome is that you extract the blood from children,
And like
and drink the blood.
and like dead fetus, aborted fetuses.
aborted fetuses, dead babies.
It's not
whatever the
necessarily
case
like
is.
drink the. It's like use that, and it's like a youth serum.
It's like a youth
Right, to
serum.
keep
that
you
makes
younger.
the elixir
keeps
of
you
life
youthful.
or something. I
That's
don't know.
apparently what all the Hollywood celebrities are on to keep them looking.
And there's actually
graceful.
clips of some of them like joking about it.
Yes.
And then there's all these clips. You can find them so easily. You can see them joke. They're like, "Oh, I use like I think Jennifer
Children's
Lopez."
blood.
Someone's like, "Oh, it's like the like kids fucking," and they'll joke about it. But then they're using all, there's like 7, 8 of them, and you're like, "Oh, that's interesting."
That's a bit weird.
Well, when
Yeah.
one person jokes about it, it might be a joke, but when
When
so many
people. What there's this thing, something the Marina Abramovich thing.
Marina Abramovich.
She's like the main. She does spirit cooking. Seen all that stuff?
No.
Oh, bro, you ever heard of that?
Cooking.
Oh, like this is that's. It, like, takes
But
it to another
even in the
level.
movie,
Hold on,
like
I'll find it for you.
they allude to these things in like lots of Disney movies and Pixar movies. Like even the whole movie Monsters Inc. is supposedly based on adrenochrome. So the idea is that you scare the child
And then they
extract the blood from
something
that.
from
So
it.
like if you watch the whole Monsters Inc. plot,
Oh,
it's
it's a
actually
good movie.
it's
I've
incredibly
got something for you, peeps. Here we go.
yeah, it's incredibly scary and it's incredibly confronting to watch.
I don't
Yeah.
say that. I love that movie.
What, Monsters
I
Inc?
love Monsters
Yeah,
Inc.
it's
Cracker
good.
movie. Anyway, the spirit.
Demonic.
This is cracker. The spirit cook. Well, it's not, but like it is. The spirit cooking conspiracy theory originated during the 2016 United States election and was associated with the WikiLeaks release of emails from John Podesta, who was the chairman of Hillary Clinton's campaign.
Yep.
she's a dog.
The theory gained traction on social media and in conservative circles. The conspiracy theory centers around an artist named Marina Abramovich, who created a performance art piece in 1996 called Spirit Cooking. In this piece, she used various symbolic and provocative elements, including written phrases that some people interpreted as occult or ritualistic. Conspiracy theories falsely claim that Abramovich's spirit cooking performance was evidence of a sinister occult among political elites, particularly those with Hillary Clinton. And then they go on to talk about how it's debunked or what have you. But hold on, just hold fire before you continue.
we should look into that cult.
Hold on. Here, spirit
The
cooking.
occult is a really
or
scary
just
one.
cult.
Okay,
in
so
general,
here we
like
go,
cult
here we
in
go.
general,
I've
but
actually-
cult, yeah.
But what he's saying is the word
I found her actual like her actual like the
Document?
art, the document artwork thing, and it basically is it says mix fresh milk from the breast with fresh milk of the sperm. Drink on earthquake nights on your knees. Clean the floor with your breath. Inhale the dust. Wash your bed sheets in lemon juice. Cover the pillow with sage leaves. With a sharp knife, cut deeply into the middle finger of the left hand. Eat the pain.
So she's a witch.
Facing the wall, eat
That's what he
9
said.
red hot peppers. Take uncut 13 leaves of green cabbage. Sprinkle over nightmare dreams. Oof.
That could legit be a new diet.
That,
Let's package it up, boys.
Straight out.
Let's make millions.
but that's what I'm saying.
Seriously.
Like, when I hear about all the occult and like witches and warlocks and casting spells and all of these things, like people are so okay with believing this. But when you like, I know we're going away from like conspiracy theories here, but to a lot of people, like God and Christ is like a conspiracy theory. But they draw so many comparisons with people. If you believe into the spirit realm of like occult and occult practices and casting spells and all this like spiritual enlightenment, why is that like so much easier to accept and believe? But believing in someone who died for your sake and my sake and got raised from the dead is so crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think like that tells you what you want to hear. Like if you read your star signs, for example, believing in that sort of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit here and wait for my star sign to tell me what I need to do or what I'm gonna get or whatever it is.
But also, there's like people.
I mean, just for one example.
People won't fuck with a Ouija board. Why? Because they're like, I don't want to mess with. Like,
because
they clearly
movies-
believe that.
Yeah.
I will never fucking touch a
of course
Ouija
you
board
won't.
again.
Again. Oh,
Again.
You've done it again.
Tell us. Story
Again.
time.
Story time.
I
Let's
had
go.
the most fucked up experience.
Come
with a Ouija
on, bro.
board.
Shoot.
Again, but I'm telling you, do you want to hear it?
Yeah,
Make
go.
a reel
Let's
out of
go.
this. Let's go.
Okay. I'll tell this story, but it's fucking scary, bro. Straight out. It's fucking
I
scary.
want to hear it. I don't want. Can we do this?
Yeah, turn the lights up a bit.
I don't really
Jeez.
like telling it so much because it actually scares the shit out of me.
All right, let's go.
And I'll never do it again. But basically, so I was in year 7 or 8 and I was with my friend Tom, Shannon, Jared, Daniel, and Alahan.
Shout out, boys.
Shout out,
to the
boys.
boys.
Now, Tom was always sort of like a skateboarder, cool guy. Like he's an artist now. He's one of my good mates. Haven't spoken to him in a while, but love you, Tommy. He spoke to us about like using this Ouija board and that he drew up the Ouija board because you can either buy a Ouija board or you can like apparently
Create one.
you can create one.
Yeah.
It's essentially like a demonic portal, bro. So like I'm covered by the blood of Jesus. I break all those curses and I repented from all this stuff because it fucking is real, bro. Anyway, so you get a piece of paper and we've got a permanent marker and you draw the numbers 0 to 9. The letters A to Z, a star, a sun and a moon, and a couple of other symbols on this like piece of paper. That's what like the Ouija board looks like. And then in that we went to Tom's house and Tom was telling us that he had already used the Ouija board in the week and that he like got some spirits that had come up. Anyway, so all of us were there. We set up like a camera similar to the camera now recording on a tripod with like a Canon camera. Tom was a photographer. Anyway, the idea goes that you put like a finger or two on a coin or some sort of like little token or whatever you're using. We use the coin in this instance, and you like move it around in a circle, whoever's partaking, and you essentially move it around in a circle, and then you ask, are there any spirits in this room? And then what will happen is the coin will start to either go to the word yes or no, but obviously it's going to go to yes.
So it goes to each individual letter,
yeah, it does. So
and are you holding it, or is it just letting it go?
There is yes and no on the board as well.
Oh, okay.
Right, so
are you holding it, or do you just let it go?
You're holding it. You're touching it.
So the spirit is guiding it, essentially.
So
whose hand was on the board?
Me and like two other boys.
And did you physically...
I didn't move it.
Okay. No, but did you physically feel it? Sorry, you continue.
So the coin started to move, and I'm saying to the boys like, bullshit, none of you cunts are moving your hand. Yeah. And they're like, I swear to God. And it's literally moving. And I'm like, oh. Anyway, we asked a few names like, is there any spirits in the room? And then it started to spell out Anthony, who's Tom's dad. So we went Anthony. And we're like, are you Tom's dad? And it went to yes. And then we're like... asking it certain questions, and bro, my heart was pain. And then we did a couple more, and then we're like, give us a sign that you are here. And I was like, boys, bullshit. Like, tell me if you're fucking with me or not.
Yeah.
And then the camera just went and turned off, and we were like,
wait, what do you mean it turned off?
Because we said, give us a sign that you were here.
Yeah. And was it like a camera? It
was a camera, bro.
Like a normal camera.
And it turned off. It stopped recording.
Oh, okay.
How old were you guys?
Probably 13, 14.
Wow.
14, yeah, 14. And it flicked off, and we're like, oh my God, the camera stopped, bro. And we were just shitting ourselves. Anyway, I knew like I didn't want to fuck with that stuff anymore, and I left that day pretty scared.
But when is like, see that, is that like, I would never do that,
right?
Just for one. But is that, like, if that was Anthony, is that bad?
No, so let me tell you. So like, so spirits come to deceive. Satan comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So he's the father of all lies. So spirits, especially in this case, when you're accessing the spirit realm illegally through occult practices, through witchcraft, through spells, through this stuff, you're accessing the spirit realm. That was a spirit in the room, whether or not it was Tom's dad, which it wasn't. Okay, that is a spirit pretending to be Tom's dad. Okay, that's what they are. They're lying spirits, and they do that to fuck with you.
Deceitful.
They're deceitful, bro. Anyway, we also were with our friend Daniel, and Daniel had his brother come up, Josh, and Josh passed away when Daniel was younger, and he came up and pretended to be his brother. Daniel actually sadly committed suicide a couple of months ago. And I'm not saying it's like this is direct relation, but there's a lot of evil shit that goes along with this stuff. Anyway, I went back home that night, and I was with my mate Shannon and Jared, and Allahan and Tom were at Allahan's house, and they continued to do it, and then they FaceTimed us, and we also got a lady when we were doing the Ouija board together. Her name was I'm just trying to remember the name off the top of my head. Oh, man, it's going to come to me. It's so annoying that I'm not remembering this.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah,
it is pretty... Dakota was her name. Dakota.
Yeah.
And that name came up, and she was 54, and we asked her how she died, and she spelled out ILD. And we looked up ILD, and it said internal lung disease. So we got home that night, and the boys called us, and they were saying, we got this name and this age that came up, blah, blah, blah. I'm at my house with my two mates, and then Allahan and thing, and then Daniel's at home by himself, completely by himself. Then Daniel texts us, and in our group chat, send us a screenshot of his phone, and he got a message to his phone in Arabic. And he's like, boys, I just got this fucking text message, and it's just one word in Arabic. So we're like, bro, put it in Google Translate. So he copy and pastes
Dakota,
and the name came up as Dakota in Arabic, bro. Bro, I get goosebumps telling this story, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Wow. And I called up the boys, literally heart,
where's the cross,
bro, in tears, bro. And I'm covered by the blood, so all curses are broken. But like, I'm telling you,
am I covered by the blood?
Bro, if you believe that Jesus Christ came, anyway. So, bro, I'm telling you, it was the scariest thing. Literally on the phone to these boys, like, oi, we have to.
Bro, I would have gone straight to the priest.
How do you undo it?
So listen,
okay,
I was
what's the process?
Whoa, it gets fucking weirder, bro. We're like, we got to get rid of.
I don't want it to get weirder.
We got to get rid of this Ouija board. We have to get rid of it, bro. Daniel, mind you, Daniel's not with us. He was not with us. He was at home by himself.
Yes, yes.
We started saying, Daniel, you're effing with us, bro. Because I'm pretty sure, number one, he wasn't even with us when Dakota came up.
Yeah.
Number two, as soon as I said to the boys, bro, we got to get rid of this board. Ding, another message. He translates, do not get rid of the board. I want to talk to you again.
No.
Do not get rid of the board. I want to talk to you again. Bro, I am telling you, it was absolutely creepy. I'm like, holy shit, this spirit.
How do you get rid of the board?
What did you do after that?
Well, listen. Do not get rid of the board. We want to talk to you
I would
again.
have had a fucking panic attack.
Bro, I'm telling you, do not get rid of the board. I want to talk to you again. And we were like, oh shit.
What do we do now?
And then it said, do not be afraid.
Yeah, wouldn't you be
Listen,
curious?
another message comes in. Ding. Do not be afraid. I am a friend of Joshua, his dead brother. And we were like, bruh.
Bro, weren't you curious though? Weren't you like, oh,
Bro,
let's go down the rabbit hole?
Nah, bro. I knew at that.
I'm not going down the rabbit hole. You would have gone.
I'll be pretty.
No, you would. Bro, if it was you, you would have fucking shit yourself, bro.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm not saying I wouldn't have, but there would have been a part of me that would be like, bro, what's going on here?
Yeah, bro. It was. I'm telling you, it was
going on.
Anyway, they ended up getting rid of that board, but I'm telling you, has anyone got their phone on them? I
No.
want to show you something.
No. What are you going to look up?
I want to show you how fucking scary it was because we were like, bro, we tried to call the number and it would just not connected. That's what the weirdest part was, bro.
Yeah, that's what you check first. You'll check the number
coming
for
from
sure.
a number.
Yeah, I know. There are platforms like that, but I'm not saying anyone was doing
Okay,
it.
but let me show you. Give me your phone.
What are you doing? What are you going to do?
I want to show you what the number was because the number is coded.
Oh my God, what is it coded to? Just tell us.
Like I need to type it so I can remember what the number was. Give me your number. Give me your phone.
Oh yeah, I got my
Okay.
phone, yeah.
I know.
No, don't touch that shit on my phone.
Dude, come on, bro.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry.
So the number was
JP scared.
okay. The number was 04999
Yeah.
45453.
Yeah.
So she said that she's an angel from heaven. This spirit, Dakota, and that she's friends with Joshua. So Heaven's Gates numbers are 999 because 666 is the devil's number upside down. 4554. She said that she was 54 years when she died.
Jeez.
And 453 is ILD in the text palette.
Wow.
Bro, I'm telling you. And
Bro, let's do a Ouija board episode.
Nah, bro. Fuck that.
Shit.
So I just repent. I claimed I don't want to tell that story anymore.
blood
But
on
bro,
me
I'm
too.
telling
And
you.
that would come back on the back of like movies, right? Like obviously watching Ouija board
Yeah.
movies or shows
Can I just-
or anything
I'll
like that.
say-
And then your experience, obviously, yeah, the experience of it.
Something
but-
quick off the back of that, which is not. It was. It ended up being that I had like mates that were just fucking with me. But have you guys ever heard of Peter Answers?
Oh, I remember Peter's answers.
So anyway, so get this.
Never heard.
Peter Answers is a site that you go to, and it's supposed that you're talking to like a spirit or something, right? But what happens is while you're typing.
There's a keyboard hack.
There's a keyboard hack. When you're typing the question that you want to ask, you'll
type it
actually
in.
type the answer.
But when someone's
The question comes up, right? So I didn't know about this, and I had my cousin and another mate, and we would actually just walked from church, like up to our mate's
Oh
house,
my
and we were
God.
doing it. So we go there, and we're just in the living room, and basically we're asking a series of questions, like, who are you? Are you God? Are you like the devil? And then it's basically saying like, I'm the devil. And like, or some, just like I'm a spirit or something. And
But you type the answer in.
Type the answer. So imagine this. It looks like my mate is typing the question, but he's actually typing the answer.
Yeah, right.
So he goes, does it? Bang. And then it says the devil. I'm
Peter,
like,
please
I'm like,
answer.
what the fuck? And then, Peter, please tell us whatever. And then it goes, after all these questions we'd asked and I was shitting bricks, I was like, okay, well,
Surely
like,
it
how are
doesn't
we
know
going to
this.
know? How are we going to know? Yeah, exactly. Like, and then I go, okay, ask it to like give us a sign. And it says it says the death of a cat. So I'm like, oh, the death of a cat. What the fuck's that about? All right, sweet.
Did your mate kill a
worries.
cat?
So anyway, we're walking back to church after our mate's house, like shitting, like what the fuck's going on, whatever. And one of the boys points out and goes, look. And there was a dead cat under a tree.
Did he already see that cat?
He already saw it on the way. And bro, I was going to have a panic attack. I was literally like a beeline straight to my uncle who's a priest.
Oh my God.
Beeline, and one of them stops me. They go, stop. Like we're fucking
Bro, that's funny.
Oh, bro.
But what about
so
ghosts
scary.
then?
What about them?
Ghosts. Casper the
Are they
Ghost.
real and
Are they
shit?
real? Do they happen? Because there's those shows on TV, right?
course, I have
Ghost
had
Hunters.
ghost
You
experiences.
believe this? Like, some people say like, like they experience or have seen or they.
Yeah,
hear.
100%. totally.
that happen?
Of course, bro.
And what differentiates people that see them and that don't see them, or experience them and don't experience them?
Well, I think like it's just some people are more spiritually aligned where they can. I think
they allow themselves to see it.
I think it's called the spirit of discernment. Like sometimes you can discern if someone has a good spirit or the spirit that's behind them, because a lot of the time, bro, like people, whether they know it or not, are influenced by demonic or great or good spirits. There are spirits behind people's actions. A lot of the time, if you're having a conflict, say with like someone you love, like your mom or your dad or your spouse, they could be like being controlled by a spirit that they're not even aware that that's the spirit controlling them. In my old house, we had a lot of paranormal activity. My mum used to have, like, whenever my dad wasn't home, when we grew up in things, she would not sleep upstairs in her room because she had a lot of feeling as if there was a spirit on top of her.
Yeah. So do you think people that don't believe won't have spiritual experiences, but people that do believe will? Is that sort of how you think it works?
I think they're more people who are more spiritually aware or have an inclination to believe. Yeah. They will probably experience it more. However, in saying that, I know a lot of people who never believed but then had that denied the existence of spirits.
But then it happened.
My mum and her cousin were inside our church when they were really young, maybe like 12 or 13, and they saw like a figure in the altar.
Wow.
And they went to the priest and they said, "Oh, like we saw something on the altar," and they said like, and the priest said like, "Shh, that's Saint Anthony," or like, let him. So I just found like, I've heard stories of people that have like experienced like what we would think are like good.
Yeah,
I haven't. I wouldn't say that I'm like opposed to it. Like it wouldn't happen.
I haven't experienced.
I haven't experienced it yet, but I'm not like opposed to it. But what do you think about psychics? So going to a psychic and a psychic reading your palm or looking into your future or
bro, let me tell
like
you the same thing, bro. That like I was saying with the Ouija board. You can access the spirit realm. You can access the spirit realm through psychedelics, through smoking, through fucking taking mushrooms, through doing ayahuasca trips, through taking other psychedelic drugs.
But I'm talking about a person doing that for you.
Yeah, bro. But that's what I'm saying. The way they do it, they receive power from spirits. And they can hear these spirits, bro. Like my mum went and done, before she came to Christ, done Turkish cup readings, coffee cup readings. When my sister-in-law passed, her friend went and done spoke with a medium. The spirit mediums, bro. Yeah, it's all witchcraft, bro. It's all occult. Like I get the creep out of a lot of that stuff because it's very clear in the Bible about like accessing the spirit realm, and we have direct access to God through prayer. But there's also ways of getting access to the spirit realm illegally. I don't mean illegally by like law,
through the right,
but not through the right channels, bro.
Yeah.
And those spirit realms, bro, these mediums take on the spirit, bro. I'm telling you, she went and she's like, just want to let you know and she didn't tell her friend passed away. She said, your friend's spirit is here. She's in her wedding dress. That was Marina,
bro.
And then she let the spirit come inside of her.
And she spoke
as if it was Marina. And I know, bro, that spirit was a liar. Crazy, it was a lying spirit, bro, because, bro, you can't access
going back to what you said before.
Lying spirits, bro. Yeah. They're lying spirits, bro. But all that stuff is real, bro. Even like my brother went and done at Parkley markets and all the markets they do, the Turkish cup readings, bro, they're super accurate.
Yeah. Have you gone?
No.
Have you gone, Jake?
No. Never. I'll never go near that.
Are you not going to do it because you don't believe it or because it's like a little bit more?
Well, to be honest with you, bro, the fact that I'm fearful of it means I probably do believe it.
Well, yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean? Because otherwise, if I didn't think it was real, I'd just go and treat it as a joke.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
you know what I mean? I know that God's real. So I mean, if God's real, then there's got to be like
there's got to be
something else up there,
evil spirits out there and stuff. And the fact is that. What do I need that for anyway? Personally, like I don't need that. I've got what I need. Like if I need to find refuge or if I need help, I know where to go.
And it's like creating these false idols. Like if you are a believer in any god, say like you're a Muslim or you're a Christian or Buddhist, whatever it is, there's this idea of good and bad. You know what I mean, bro? And it's fucking, bro, it's real, bro. I'm telling you, that Ouija board experience, bro.
Gotcha.
Erase that from my memory.
I would be pretty keen to try it.
I'd advise against it.
I wouldn't go out and seek it. Like if someone was like, "Hey, Sean, do you want to try this?" I might be inclined to do it, but I'm not going to be like, yeah, let's go get a board and let's do it. Like,
I couldn't tell you how far away I'd be
I
from
would
that
just
room.
say to you, like my piece of bro, you're a grown man, you do what you need to do. But I would just say like there is no benefit of doing that. And if you if you want to have a spiritual interaction, bro, go to the source. Don't go to the devil, bro. Like you're interacting with spirits,
but it's not
bro.
about trying to interact with spirits. It's about just the actual act of it.
But
that's what it's about.
But yeah,
like,
but
I don't really care about spirits.
But that might
But
be
what's that gonna
that might be
achieve?
your intention, bro. But
Yeah.
literally,
no, to have the experience. That's the intention. To have the
Yeah,
experience.
okay.
That's it.
I
Not
just feel like you
like
invite,
if somebody.
invite some bad.
Well, that's what I
bads.
mean. Like that's probably something where I'll be like, okay,
do you know
maybe
what,
not.
you're
you do
opening
that,
doors.
and then you're just like you're alone in
Exorcist.
your house late
so
at
let
night.
me,
and
okay, and that's a physical. But in a spiritual sense, what you're doing is you're opting into a spiritual contract.
Yeah, of course.
That's what it is. You're opting into a spiritual contract. You give legal access to these spirits by saying, "I agree with you on a spiritual role."
because you have to invite them in.
Because you have to invite
Yeah.
them in. They can't come in unless you invite them. And through creating that Ouija board, bro, it's more than a mere piece of paper. It's a literal portal.
I wonder if you have like. I wonder if in your mentality you sort of try to do it, but you're fully against it. You're just like, meh. But then nothing moves.
Bro, you know what? You just go and
Just
do
go
it.
do
You
it.
just go and do it, all right? You just.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's pretty.
Here's one I
I think it's
prepared.
pretty interesting.
Here's one I prepared earlier.
We've been a little bit away from conspiracy theories. I think
But
that's
that
more
was
into
that was a
supernatural.
worthwhile
No, but it's
tangent.
not about believing, not believing. Like it's sort of similar stuff. Very much the same thing.
Exhausting.
Gun to your head. Do you believe it or not?
Yeah. Geez.
Was there any other quick rattle off ones that were conspiracy
any
theory
happy ones? Any?
Yeah, but I know. Like happy ones are funny ones. Like there's no real like
Something in the water.
something in the
I was just thinking.
Oh, here's
Kendrick
one.
Lamar's song.
Could Jack fit on the door at the end of Titanic? Yes, he could.
Yeah,
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
Move over, bitch.
Jack. Bro, you know what? That was probably the first movie I ever cried in.
Oh, the end of that
Bro,
Titanic.
Yeah, bro.
I wasn't allowed to watch that until really late because there was like there
was sex
there was
scenes?
boobs and stuff.
She's like,
boobies.
Oh, that was.
I want you to draw me like one of your French
yeah,
girls.
yeah.
She was gorgeous though.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
She was a cute
Yeah.
redhead. I'm not usually into redheads.
Rose.
Yeah, she's
was
a great actress.
She was an actress.
She's great. She is an actress.
Voluptuous.
Still, she's a great actress.
Actress.
Yeah, I don't know. Any others? Any other?
I don't know. That one took it out of me.
JP's I'm gonna.
The Ouija board.
Yeah, trust me,
Oh,
bro. I'm
the
telling you,
Ouija
bro.
board.
You gotta come.
Tell me what.
I'm telling you, it's fucking real, bro.
I know it's real, bro.
It's real out here, bro.
He believe. Look at his eyes.
I'm reeling.
JP's actually haram khafat.
JP's gonna have a nap now. He's gonna have nightmares.
Whenever anything, this
Supernatural?
you know, I do this 300 times. Like everything. No, seriously.
Forward, backwards.
Everything just disappears.
All right, I'm gonna break the
You're right
TV.
with this fucking
Yeah.
TV.
I think that might be an episode.
Yeah, that'll be an episode.
What's that? Oh yeah.
Shackers.
Yeah,
JP, you want to close out since I stole the intro?
No, you didn't steal the
Wait, what
intro.
are we doing next time?
You wouldn't do such a thing.
We're gonna do
You fucked up my real
we're gonna do Christmas next time, aren't we?
Through me.
It's almost Christmas time.
Yeah.
It's Christmas time.
Live for Christmas. You know, apparently Mariah Carey makes $3 million every year.
So hang on, I
From
just
the-
want
from the
to.
Christmas-
Maybe Johnny Raysaker could send something like, "Bro, do you reckon Eli is just pumping from that one song
Oh, it's-
from Circles?"
Oh, I don't know.
Did he have to sell his soul?
Well, I mean,
depends on the contract. Yeah, depends on the contract.
Depends what was in the contract.
100%. But it depends on how the song went as well. And
fake.
But anyway,
fake
Welcome,
records,
welcome,
records.
welcome. Nah,
Christmas
honestly,
episode next one.
episode 29, guys.
The real meaning of Christmas.
We love you.
Oh, we can talk about that. Yeah,
The real meaning of Christmas.
Yeah, and then we talk about like movies and what we like, what we do for our
I
Christmas.
want to do a cooking
and-
episode.
stuff like
Actually,
that.
and stay tuned. We're going golfing on the Friday, so we might just do some extra.
you
views.
guys are going golfing.
Shawnee's shattered.
Shawnee's coming.
He's just kicking out.
Sean
Don't
can
worry,
come.
mate, we'll do the
Bro, if we
sounds
take off
calls
at
later.
7:30, it's good. Okay, let's cancel the episode. Shawnee, JP, close us out.
Close up.
Thanks for tuning in.
If you're still listening.
Don't use a Ouija board. And if you do, we would love to hear about your experience. Just write in, and we'll rattle it off on the next
Okay.
one.
And
hey,
make sure you have an open mind about these things.
Okay,
Hey.
a quick summary.
Oh, here we go.
9/11. Did it happen? Was it inside job? Yes or no?
Gun to your head. Inside job.
Yes
I
or
don't
no?
know,
Can we
bro.
rattle them up? Yes or no? Inside job? No. Yes.
Pass.
No. Come on. Okay, and I'll just cave
Bro,
here.
bro,
I'll just.
can I ask you a question? If you had asked me, hey JP, go away, look at
No,
everything.
but don't. No, I'm just saying off the top of your head from the
I'm
evidence
saying
only
no.
from today.
I'm saying it didn't happen.
it
It's
wasn't
not
any-
a conspiracy. No.
It wasn't an inside job. It was
wasn't
done by.
inside job.
Okay.
Yeah,
It wasn't
I'm
a job.
gonna
I'm
say
saying no.
it's real.
I'm saying it's real. Yeah.
I'm going to
it's
say it
real.
was an inside job. Okay, next thing.
You're gonna say yes to everything.
No, I'm not. What's the next one?
Aliens.
Aliens.
Are
Did
they
aliens
real?
build the pyramid?
Oh, they built the pyramids.
Aliens.
Yeah, no.
Well, aliens is like, it's so easy to say no to that.
Okay, I'm gonna say no. However,
I don't want to disrespect the boys. They're Egyptian.
I'm gonna say no. However, it wasn't just by normal. It wasn't just by normal humans.
I believe more in the fact that they had this library of technology that potentially.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's probably what I believe more in.
No, I don't think aliens built it, but I think there's more to it.
Yeah, 100%.
Next one. What was the other?
Flat Earth.
Flat Earth.
I think it's round.
I think it's flat.
Round.
Okay, perfect. I'm a dumb cunt. Okay, next one.
What else did we talk about? Yeah, that's it. I think that was it.
Okay. Are you going to do the Ouija board? Yes or no?
Nah, I probably won't.
Okay.
Like,
do you think it's accessing the spirit realm illegally?
what?
Do you think it's accessing
not
the
a
spirit realm?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
Would you ever do the Ouija board?
Not
Never.
Not for 500 grand.
Okay, close the
What
episode.
about 10,000?
Close the episode.
Not for 500 grand.
Did you say 500? I went down.
Episode 29 closing out. Episode 30 to next one.
30!
Christmas episode.
Triple decade.
That's Oge.
Yeah, you just keep on keeping on.
Keep it on.
keep
Like,
listening.
share, subscribe,
Share.
you sexy dogs.
See you
Thank
gang.
you.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.